G'day, Simon here. So I'm doing laundry day. I've got my clothes washing at a laundromat nearby, so I'm just sitting in the park killing time. And I realised that while I was sitting here, something has shifted fundamentally in me. So I thought I'd try and articulate that because it's part of that whole idea of hope. So I started broken and without any hope, and then I slowly and purposefully set about building hope. But hope is just the fuel. You know what I mean? It's like it underwrites your success, but it's not the rebuilding itself. It's like leaning into your solutions, not your problems, in the hope that you can solve them. G'day Mick, how you doing? So what I've noticed is that the way I think has fundamentally changed, and I think I've found strength in me that I haven't known since I was a teenager, since I was that boy taking that walk all that years ago. Like it's hard to explain. So as an adult, you know, you make these conflicted decisions. You've got all these minority impulses bouncing around in your brain, you know, like you want the joy of eating, but you don't want to get fat. You don't care if you get fat, but you do because you want your spouse to still be attracted to you. So there's all of these conflicted thoughts bubbling around inside us. So, you know, you'll say, oh, okay, I'm going to lose weight. And then you'll stick to a diet for 3 days, and then you'll break it, and then you'll fail, and then you'll start again. And you have this sort of cycle of conflicted objectives, yeah? And what I found, I started with hope and a need to purposefully rebuild it so that I could repair myself. And this big walk is about that. It's about me fixing these horrible broken parts inside of me, letting go of grief from my dealing with cancer, fear, sadness, shame, and also things that I've carried inside since I was a child, letting go of that and rebuilding. But hope, again, has just given me the ability to believe, okay, this is my way of doing it. I can solve my problems, so the big walk, it's going to work. So I start this walk, and now as I'm out in the world solving problems every day, muddling through, being overwhelmed by your kindness, I'm realizing that I'm strong, you know? So I'm finding strength inside me that I think life, sloth, cancer, experiences day to day had taken away from me. So, you know, to fail in this walk, you got to kill me. I'll get to Federation Square, done. You know, it's just a question of when. And there's this, it's absolutely resolute. So I'll say it and I'll do it. And that strength is so valuable, you know, like it's something that if we apply it into our lives, in the relationships that we care about, and mean what we say and do it, and have the strength and the dignity to follow through and the honesty, you know, we get to be better, to lift ourselves up. So I'm starting to find these little moments where I'm going from self-repair, you know, processing stuff that I failed to process and trying to fix some of those broken bits, to actually rebuilding. And yeah, I'm not sure that I'm articulating it properly, but I think that hope, which has enabled me to start this, is leading to other things that I'm finding are deeply instructive and valuable, yeah. So, truth and strength, I think I'm finding those things. I'm starting to respect myself again. I know I'm just an old buffhead, you know, there's no doubt about that. But I'm starting to like myself and respect myself again, which is such a gift, you know, such a blessing. And I guess the story then for other people to apply is, if you start with that little spark of hope that positive change is available, and then you figure out whatever it is that fits you, the specific solution doesn't matter. For me, it's dressing up as a bloody superhero and walking out into the world. For you, it could be anything. But if you have the hope that it will work and you lean into that, you can uncover all of these other precious, great little attributes that you can apply into your life. So yeah, I'm not talking about the charity, I'm just talking about my pilgrimage. I'm a mad old fool on a pilgrimage, and I'm having these little moments. Dorothy says, you have to like yourself before you can like others. Well done. I like other people just fine. I'm not sure if that's true. Like, I agree in part, I guess, but I think it's possible to set yourself as somehow separate and less than other people around you, and you're still capable of love and empathy and caring. You just can't apply those qualities inward, and that's a horrible and a sad place to be. And it's born of shame, I suppose. So I was ashamed of my cancer. I don't know why, but I was. The idea that, you know, I could check out as a dad with 3 young kids was crippling to me, and it made me feel broken and sad and ashamed. So we've got Darren says, "G'day, Captain Australia. How is you, buddy? It's beautiful up where you are now. You have some relatives living in Foster Tuncurry, is it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get down there in the Sydney Harbour Bridge soon, mate. Self-belief is important, and yeah, hope. I guess that's it, Donna. It's hope, and it's that belief that you can turn it around. And thank you. That's a lovely comment, Michelle. That you can affect a positive change in your life, and hope and self-belief is what starts that whole process. And then you find all the other stuff. So yeah, I'm just starting to find a few other bits and pieces as I dust off all these little nooks and crannies inside me. There's a bit of grief, get rid of that. There's a bit of shame, get rid of that. Oh, what's this bit? Oh, hey, that's pride. Oh, a little bit of that is okay. Too much is ugly. Okay, we'll chop that in half. We'll keep half of that. You know, and that sort of personal stock take, that kind of inventory is part of what I'm doing in these long, lonely hours of walking. But yeah, as I've realised, I have absolutely no doubt about, you know, finishing it. Unless some catastrophic injury or I'm killed or whatever, it has to be something profound and outside of my control. Otherwise, I'm done. I'm there. I'm already in Melbourne. So Rihanna says, it's the wanting and knowing that you can do it and wanting others to see that you can do it. Yeah, maybe you're right. Well, that means I've got something to prove. I want to prove it to you that I came to play. I don't know. Yeah, I think I actually want to I want to share it in the hopes that it can help people who need it do the same thing. Yeah, anyway. Oh, old man. Oh, those legs. Jeez. Oh, they pop and they creak when I get up after sitting down. So right now we're in a park in Port Macquarie. It's a lovely town, city, whatever it is. And I've got the laundry going. And it's going to beep, beep, beep in about 12 minutes. Then I've got to meet a journalist for a photo. And I will have a clean uniform that does not smell like... Oh, I couldn't even begin to describe the smell of it. It's... I mean... decaying, like when you smell roadkill, it's not quite that bad, but it's worse than human poo, you know? So it's somewhere in between human poo and roadkill. Pretty bad stuff. So I'm gonna go back and get my laundry. I just wanted to talk a bit about that hope being the key to unlock other resources, I guess is what I was trying to say. You know, other things inside you, and it's hope that gets you to them. And those things can be beautiful. Anyway, back to the laundry, and then back to the motel room, and then I got to meet up with a journo who wants to take a photo of me. And I can't remember the publication that it's for. I think it's a Port Macquarie newspaper or something. Anyway, all the best. Thank you so much for your continued interest. It's Captain Australia's Big Walk. I'm walking from Brisbane to Melbourne. I'm not mental. Oh yes, I am. I'm walking from Brisbane to Melbourne. All the best. Thank you very much. And tomorrow I'll talk to you in the morning about the plan for the next leg, which is down to Newcastle. But I'm mapping it out at back at the motel, and I think I've got a good plan. So all the best. Cheers. Take care of yourselves.